Hi folks, my name's Lawrence Man, and welcome to a quick speed painting of what I'm calling Robot Me. This is done in Photoshop on the Wacom MobileStudio Pro 16. This is an absolutely great graphics tablet for artists like you and me. I did this on the train down to London while chatting away to basically, kind of everybody around me on the table and the table opposite as well. Had a great time going down to London. And yeah, so sit back for the next 10 minutes and just watch me draw basically. This was a lot of fun to do. It was just to keep my skills sharp. Okay, so basically, like I say, this was a quick sketch. Took me about 40 minutes to do in Photoshop and on the Wacom MobileStudio Pro. This is the 16-inch version, the top of the line one with the 3D scanner built in. This is absolutely great. This is 16 gig Core i7 processor. It's absolutely brilliant for drawing on. It's really fast. The fan doesn't kick in, too much, especially on, a little piece like this. It handles Photoshop absolutely beautifully. The screen is so large that, it's just beautiful. Anyway, this isn't a review of the tablet as such. I just want to sit back and do a quick speed painting. And this is exactly the kind of speed painting that I like to do while on a train or sometimes just in the studio. The whole point of a speed painting like this is just to keep my skills sharp, as it were. I'm a concept guy. I like to paint sci-fi and I like to paint fantasy. And for some reason, I always float towards painting portraits. Why? Because there's something about the face that automatically everybody finds either a bit tricky or challenging in a way. So naturally, it's one thing you just want to keep practicing and practicing and practicing. And when it comes to sci-fi, robots are absolutely great fun. And there's a technical aspect to drawing lots of different mechanical parts. And you just have a lot of fun in that. I'm drawing in mono, in black and white. And this is great because you can color it later on top in different layers. But when you draw in black and white, you're practicing your tonal values, your shades, etc., etc. And I cover this in other videos as well. But when you're drawing on a train, you're bumping up and down, obviously. But you're gonna only have, half an hour or an hour or an hour and a half, whatever. And you only have so much time. So if you only ever manage to do the mono version, fine. Sometimes a sketch like this goes absolutely perfect first time round. Sometimes you end up redrawing things, so you might only get so far through it. Like here, you've just seen me use the liquify tool to redraw, to stretch the face out a bit at the front, because I wanted him leaning forwards that little bit more, and I wanted to change the perspective on the eye because it was too round. And that worked rather than me having to redraw a bit. Now I'm trying to get the eye to look a bit more glassy, and I'm adding extra white bits. I didn't like that ear, so now I'm covering it up. I'm just, darkening the whole center bit, which is great because it adds more focus onto the front of the face. I don't need to redraw an ear in there at all. I can just add a couple of highlight spots and that's fine. The background at the moment is a light grey, but I know I'm going to just darken in the background. I could draw a whole background in there, or I could just, it's not even a concept sketch. This is a sketch to keep my skills nice and sharp, so I don't need to add a background. I can just add a gradient background and be absolutely fine with that. But a nice mechanical piece like this helps me just think about where I'm adding in mechanical shapes and what kind of shapes. Are they cables, wires? Are they little kind of architectural shapes? On a robot, it's kind of fun, but then this kind of work helps you think about what you're doing when you're drawing buildings as well. But then again, at the same time, I'm also drawing a face, so that's interesting. People are watching me draw, and I'm drawing on a train, which is fun in and of itself. So I've been drawing this for a while now, and it's starting to look a bit the same. And I notice that, and I think to myself, oh, I want to start making it look a bit different now. So I started to draw my hat, the hat that I'm actually wearing at the time, and I gave it my own beard as well. So just to change things up, so I gave it the LAWRENCEcanDRAW hat, and yeah, my own beard. So I turned it into a robot version of me, which I thought was quite nice and quite funny. I realized that I would have enough time to color it. So yeah, I thought that would be nice, and I thought that would be quite unique, rather than it just being a random robot. Because as fun as robots are, yeah, I just thought that might be a little bit more fun. Another thing is that I'm always known for drawing these kind of whitish outlines round all of my characters. I like things to be back silhouetted. I don't know why. So, I'll go around and give everything a bit of a black edge, and then go around and give everything a bit of a slight white edge in places, and it looks nice. So I can go around now and just add that background in and make it a touch darker as well, and give it that halo effect. I like that. But like I say, it's just a train scribble, so it's fine. Nothing will ever happen with it other than this YouTube video. I won't print it out, I won't make posters. If it turns out really nice, or there's something special about it, then I might come back and work on it later. But now that I've added the LAWRENCEcanDRAW hat, chances are, no, never. I can add other layers on and start colouring it now. Normally, I'm a big fan of overly bright images. Not overly bright images, but maybe I like bright colours. So normally what I do is I make my first layer overly colourful, overly saturated, and then I pull it back in a bit. And adding this red eye on, it's always good fun to add red to the whole image as well, and have a play around and see what you can do by just changing the layer effects and seeing what you can get out of that, and playing with different light effects as well, and seeing if you can come up with something really unique, because there's a good chance that just playing with the layer effects there, you can. And the good thing is this tablet has a massive screen, so kind of everybody can see what you're up to, so you just try to get it right first time. My train journey still had a while to go, but I had other things to do and checking my email, so I decided this was good enough for now, and I liked it, so I thought I'll wrap it up and I'll just sign my name and pull it to an end. I was really happy with that. It was better than I thought it was going to be when I started. I loved how the beard looked on the robot. I loved that mixture of real life, but the background looked a bit too flat, so I picked out one of the Photoshop standard spatter brushes, because there are quite a few in there now. So I just picked one of those out and just added a bit of that to the background, just to give it that little something, that little contrast to the roughness of the concept piece. And it looked fine. If I had to hand this over to a client as a concept piece, I'd be absolutely fine doing that. And for a 40-minute sketch, yep, I was fully happy. Well, thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and even subscribe to my channel, LAWRENCEcanDRAW. And if you really did like what you saw here, you can see more of it on my website, lawrenceman.co.uk. I'll see you next time.